Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. Hope everybody is well. I am going to take a second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Cancer out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind the energies can reverse. So if it's resonating, Cancer, get in where you fit in, even if it's on the opposite side. But as always, don't force yourself into a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Cancer? Cancer. All right, Cancer, you are starting out with the King of Cups reversed. You have the Five of Swords reversed, and coming out together, we have the Six of Wands as well as the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so I do feel like there's somebody that I'm getting a sense of disappointment in. You could be kind of protecting yourself, guarding your heart here. I do see feelings and emotions, but there's been some conflict here in the past, or you're trying to avoid conflict. And I see that you're guarded. You're very guarded emotionally, so you're not expressing your emotions. I do feel like you are working very hard right now. A lot of you guys are working, towards financial goals. And I feel like it's been a little bit of a struggle, but the good news is that your work is paying off, and I see success in finances and money, or some kind of success within work coming, but you've had to fight for it. And I feel like you have. I feel like you have. So there's some kind of success that is coming to you, and it's coming to you because of the work that you have put in, the attention to detail and that kind of thing. You're overcoming something here. So let's see who's in your energy. Show me who is in. A lot of you are choosing not to focus on love right now. You're focusing on, your finances. All right, so we have Eight of Wands reversed. We have the Death card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. And we have the Knight of Wands reversed. All right, so the person that's in your energy, I feel like there's no communication. They could live at a distance from you, and that could be an issue here. This is somebody you've had an ending with. Yeah, there's been some sort of an ending, a lack of communication for sure. And I do feel like this person, it could have been an on and off type of relationship where you would get together, be happy for a minute, break up, back and forth, back and forth. Or it could be you're dealing with somebody who has been a little bit of a player. So this person may have blocked you as well. Either that or you blocked them, but it looks like they may have blocked you. That's why there's no communication. So let me see the energy between Cancer and this person. Nine of Cups reversed. Yeah, neither of you got what you wanted out of the situation. It's left you very guarded and really not expressing emotions, more leaning into your financial success or your work success. And for them, they're feeling very blocked. They're feeling very blocked, not only with you, but within life itself. There's blockages. So it's like neither of you got what you wanted out of the situation. Let me see what's affecting this connection. The Page of Cups. Oh, is there somebody new? This could be somebody new. Interesting. Now, this could also be an apology or an expression of feelings and emotions. If so, it would likely come from this person towards you, but that looks to me like somebody new. There's somebody new. Let me see the outcome. We'll clarify it because it could mean a lot of things. Let me see the outcome for Cancer. Ooh, the Eight of Cups. So you're walking away from something that wasn't pleasing you, which is this on again, off again relationship. You're walking away from possibly a player, and you're putting work into, it looks like a new connection that is going to be successful. Now, some of you may not have met this person just yet. Oh, this is exciting. All right, so you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, there's change coming for you. And you're moving away from what you don't want. You're moving towards that change. All right, bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups, and it is in the reverse. So that is an offer of love. It has not come through yet. You could be considering, doing that, or you're hoping somebody is going to bring that to you. It is also indicating that there are still some residual feelings for this person that's in your energy, but I don't see you expressing them at all. I see you basically moving on. A lot of you are just working very hard and you're looking at your finances versus love in general. But be careful you're not shutting down those emotions, Others of you, there's somebody new that has either come in or will be. All right, so let's clarify. Why is the King of Cups in the reverse? I feel like things did not end well between you and this person. And there we have the Empress. You guys always get the Empress. I love that. We have the Hermit in reverse. Yeah, so you took some time to go within. You took some time to think about things. And what happened is, while you were doing that soul searching, while you were kind of pulled back, not really focusing on love, but really kind of focusing on you, you realized your value. You realized your self-worth. And you realized at some point that, you don't need this connection. You don't even want the connection at this point. And so I feel like you learned a lot, but you learned it through a very difficult process. So you found the answers that you were looking for, Cancer, but the answer was within you. It was within your own value, your own self-worth, your own self-esteem. And it was learning how to be still, how to allow things to come to you, manifesting them versus chasing after them. So you've learned a lot here, but it cost you, a little bit emotionally. All right, so let me see the Five of Swords reversed. Show me the Five of Swords reversed for Cancer. Ooh, the Magician and the Chariot. Yeah, you're avoiding any kind of conflict. You don't want to have conflict with anybody. You fought for success, and it feels to me like, we're going to look at that in a second, but it feels like you had to fight for financial success as well. But you're moving forward. You're manifesting peace. You're manifesting forward movement. And you're manifesting this Page of Cups, this new person that you will have a love interest with. It's a very sweet card. I love the Page of Cups. It's like new and sweet. It's even if it's somebody from, the past, when the Page of Cups comes up, it's a very sweet energy, a very innocent energy. But that's what you're manifesting. You're done with the conflict, internal and external. You found your answers. You know your value. So I feel like you're moving forward and you're not dealing with anybody who's trying to bring conflict to your table. You're manifesting this Page of Cups. Let me see your bottom energy. Yeah, these are hard-learned lessons, though. I can see that. And I also feel like this person may have ghosted you. For some of you, this person ghosted you, and that's what prompted you to go within and find the answers. All right, Ace of Swords reversed. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Knight of Wands reversed. That's this person. Yep. And the Queen of Swords. Oh, you're guarded with this person. Okay, so you're basically saying, I put in all the work and you didn't do anything. You weren't giving me any clarity. You were basically, only concerned with how you appeared to others, because it's a card of them being concerned about how others viewed them versus how you viewed them. I feel like you're no longer talking to this person. You're putting all of that work, all of the details into you. And I feel like you would be willing to talk to them. However, that your guard is way up. So you're open to having a discussion, but you're not putting up with anything off of them because you're feeling really successful in your life right now. Yeah. So, and I don't see any communication. I feel like you've learned some very difficult lessons and you've moved forward. So let's look at their energy. And why in the world are they still in your energy versus this Page of Cups? Why is the Eight of Wands in reverse? Yeah, I feel like a lot of you, they ghosted you. And there we have it, the Six of Wands. Now that's in your energy here, but it's with regard to you basically saying you were more concerned with how others viewed you. You were concerned with your own success. You weren't giving to this connection. I was nurturing the connection. So we see the Four of Swords. This person has pulled back, likely blocked you, maybe even ghosted you. And that's what started you into your transformation. This could be somebody who is in the public eye in some way, or they feel like a lot of people are depending on them. There's a sense here of them maybe even living at a distance, but I feel like they cut you out. They stopped communication. Why is the Death card here? Nine of Cups, the Death card, oof, and the Two of Swords. All right, so I feel like this person is very selfish. This is somebody who is very selfish. They may have had a choice as well between you and someone else, but this person was trying to decide, should they move towards someone else or and end the connection, or should they stay with you? Ultimately, this person makes decisions based upon just what they want. And I'm seeing that in several places here, and I feel like you recognized that. But it took you a while to recognize it. So ultimately, this did end. This person couldn't decide what it was that they really wanted. The connection did end. But they still want to be with you. They can't decide if they should reach out or not. Yeah. They don't know their own mind. They don't know what they want. Strong Scorpio energy, though. Why is the Knight of Wands here in reverse? All right, we have the, when the King of Cups came out reversed in their energy, because that was your first card out, it just made me want to say, you've got to be kidding me. Because this person was being a player. They may have even had a choice between you and someone else. They never thought that you, King of Cups reversed, would walk away. Yeah, they were playing the field. They never thought you would walk away. But look at here, you're walking away. So now they're saying, okay, well, it was all Cancer's fault. I gotta be honest, I don't really love their energy here. I've seen worse, but I've seen better too. They never thought you would walk away from this connection. So when they cut you off and stopped talking to you, they thought you would come after them. They thought it would make you want to talk to them more. But what it did is it made you say, no, I know my value. It made you do that soul searching, and you found the answers within yourself. So I do feel like this person may come back towards you at some point. I'm not sure it's going to be immediately, but it's always an option for them. So, and you may feel that this person has been a bit of a player, like they've been, manipulative. They may play mind games. So, yeah, they're saying it's you. It's your fault. All right, let's look at the energy between Cancer and this person. Show me the energy between Cancer and this person. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. We have the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so I do feel that you felt this person treated you very disrespectfully. You may have even known about third-party energy, but regardless, you feel that this person wasn't recognizing what you were bringing to the table here, that they were either focused on third-party energy or focused on their past, or money. You may have thought that they were more concerned about their money than they were about the connection. regardless, I feel like you kind of got bored with the situation after, quite some time, decided that this was not what you wanted, and you ceased communication as well. I also feel like you may have, when this ended, this person may have gone into another connection pretty rapidly, because remember, there was somebody that they had in their back pocket. And in your energy, you may have tried to date, but didn't really find what you were quite looking for. And that's where you would have gone inside of yourself and found the answers there instead. You've realized that the answers aren't within another connection, it's within you. So let me see this Page of Cups. Whereas this person is putting their faith in money and new connections. And also the opinions and views of other people. The Devil and the King of Swords. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or possibly even another water sign, which would be a Pisces, Scorpio, or another Cancer sign. I will say that some of you may meet somebody while you're traveling. There's an energy here of, not wanting to deal with toxic behavior here, even though that person may try to talk to you, reach out and talk to you. But I do feel that you're going to, whoever this Page of Cups is, you've manifested this person, and you're going to feel very, very attracted to that person. I honestly feel for most of you, this person has either just entered your energy or they're on the verge of doing so. So if you get invited places, I would go. The person could be a Capricorn, or I feel like the person could possibly be a Capricorn or possibly an air sign. But I definitely feel like you've either just met someone or you're on the verge of doing so. Now, this person that's in your energy is the person from the past. I do feel like they are at some point going to reach out to try to talk to you. Likely will be something small and very sweet initially, but their hope is to have a deeper and bigger conversation. They're going to come across as being direct and kind of sweet, actually. They're going to tell you that they don't know why this ended, that they really do want to be with you. Just keep in mind that even the decision to reach out to you, to communicate, is being made because of what they want, not as much what is good for you or what is good for the connection. So just be very careful, because I do feel like this person is going to come traipsing back into your energy in order to have a new beginning. And they're going to be telling you, look, we can have a solid connection. I'm ready to provide that now, but they're still indecisive. So let me see this Eight of Cups. You feel that this person is very toxic. Yeah. You're feeling this person is toxic, particularly if they're a Gemini. I'm getting strong Gemini energy. All right. So we have the Knight of Swords reversed. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. And we have the Five of Coins. All right. So, yeah, I feel like you're taking the initiative to walk away. You may very well be aware that this person has not been truthful with you about, this person they had in their back pocket. If so, I feel like it's either that or they may have tried to bring you in as a third party. Regardless, you're not having it. I definitely see, Cancer, that you have this glow up going on. I feel like you're walking away from this person. You're showing up here in a very attractive, very nurturing, and very vivacious energy. Very charismatic. I feel like you're going to hear this person out, but ultimately you're going to focus on your success now, and you're going to leave this person out in the cold. Yeah, I just feel like you don't even want to talk to them. You don't feel like they tell you the truth. You feel like they're toxic. And I feel like this person has just basically finally burned a bridge between the two of you with their behavior. Now, in their energy, they are saying, okay, well, I tried to bring this together. I came and tried to talk to you, have this discussion with you. So you're unwilling, and if things don't work out between us, it's because of you. But the truth of it is that this person is coming towards you, and they have a whole mixed bag of stuff. They have player energy. They don't always tell the truth, or they tell part of the truth, which is, that can be more dangerous than a direct lie. Because I see somebody who tells part of the truth. They tell half the truth. There's definitely a sense of imbalance that's here. They never thought that you would actually walk away from this connection, and you're showing them definitively that they are wrong. And I do feel that it's causing them to feel some kind of way. Yeah, they're not happy about that. So instead of taking responsibility for their actions, everything is going to be your fault. But honestly, I can understand why. And especially for those of you who have already met this new person, I feel like that person you're going to be very strongly attracted to. So, but they're not going to like it. They're going to say it's you, that they were giving, they were coming to you, they were trying, and that you aren't, that you're defensive, and maybe you are. Maybe you are, but I don't see you even wanting to talk to this person at this point. You just feel they're too toxic. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords in the reverse. That's underlying energy. And it does tell me that you are avoiding heartbreak. This person, I do feel that they are going to come in. If they haven't already, they are going to. They're coming back towards you. I do feel that when they do, you're going to turn them down. And it's going to avoid heartbreak for you. And I feel like you've done a lot of healing from this person. So do you want to get back on that merry-go-round? It doesn't look like you do. But, it's always your choice, Cancer. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card. And here's the thing, too, is this person, I feel like they never thought you would walk away. So if they see that you have started something new elsewhere, that will draw them in like a fly to honey, or a bee to honey. I don't know, whatever it is. I don't see them as a bee. Bees are beneficial. But in any event, if they see that you have something new going on, that's going to draw them in. And you're going to see that as toxic. You're going to recognize that. And I definitely see that for someone out there. All right, let me see if I can get some advice. Oh, hit the floor. Sorry about that. All right. You have number 35. And this card is called Education. Hold on. There, you can see it. Education. So let's read that. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school and you must learn by experience. Now is the time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all. I don't know yet. All right. I hope that this has been helpful for you, Cancer. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Cancer, know that you are loved, and namaste.